Flosstube, it's Janet with Janet Japper. I'm coming at you with episode 203. If you're new to this channel, I hope you stick around and like what you see, subscribe, comment, do the thumbs up, interact with us. And if you're a returning friend, thank you so much for coming back to visit me again this week. I look forward to our visits every single week. I tell you that. I do so enjoy this. I feel really bad. Last week's video was even shorter than normal, and I feel like this one's going to be also. I was talking to a gentleman that I work with, and I was like, I don't know how to make these longer. I am like, my sweet spot that I'm comfortable with is like 20-30 minutes, but for whatever the summer is, they're super short. So I don't know, maybe I need to go in more detail. Tell me what you want. Tell me how more information you want, or something you would want different, or if you like it just the way it is, tell me that too. But we're gonna get into what we're here for, and that's the cross stitching. So I also have, nope, back up, rewind. I have in the links below, I always mention this in my videos, I have a happy mail form that you can fill out to where I randomly send out thank you cards to people on that list. And there are a bunch of my friends that have businesses that I have linked down there also. And if I've missed one of my friends, you reach out to me and say, hey Janet, you don't have me in your list. Because like, I don't know, I can be scattered. So, but one of the things that I do have around here that I do is featured friends, and it is a segment that so many people love on here. And you're gonna see, do you see that? He's popping up. He is clingy as all get out. But anyway, my featured friend segment, I have Amber this time, and she has a lot of stuff to show you. I have a note, so I'm gonna look off to the side just a minute before I show her first one. So Amber loves, she has had a lot of finishes this year, little finishes, and she wanted to share them. And she said to mention basically, she does a lot of smalls exchange with other people, and people that she does those with are Stacie Stitches, which you hear me mention on here. She's a friend. So Stacie Stitches and Stitches with Sandy, who is somebody I also watch. They do smalls exchange. So you would need to go check out their channel if you're interested in that. You sign up. I know Stacie does her several times a year. I'm not sure, Sandy. I've seen yours mentioned, but I'm not sure. But anyway, that is definitely something if you would like to do exchange of stuff. And do not ever think that yours isn't going to be good enough, because I've never received something that wasn't like a pleasure to have displayed in my house. And I love it, and you get to intermix with other people. So with that, I'm going to start popping in pictures. So here is the first one. The first picture is a beautiful little funky flower. And that's what it's called, a funky flower by Hannah Cross Stitch Patterns. It's called the funky flower Hannah Cross Stitch Pattern. It's by the Bay Needle Art Pattern. She finished it into this cute little pillow. I think that is so cool. The next one that she has it's called the Crow, that she has on a clipboard. It is a mini card from Prairie Schooler. The next thing that she has is the Beehive is part of a joyful journal from Heart and Hand Needlework. She this was actually part of an exchange she did that she received from Heidi's Homemade Quilts and More, and that's exciting because that's a new Flosstuber that I'm going to go check out. And then she had, and here's the back of it, because she finished it in a what are those things called? You're yelling at me right now. In a tart pan, and she didn't want it to be plain, so she put a piece of fabric and her label on the back of it. That is a very cool way to finish that. I've got a couple tarts, but I never thought about putting the fabric on the back of it. The next one that she has here is the Old Crow Brew by Froggy Ritter. I think it's Froggy Ritter Designs. Her last one, she has another one by Froggy Ritter Designs, which is this cute little pumpkin brew. And then the last one that I'm going to show here is her pillow, which, did I do that right? Yeah, the red sampler is a modified part of the Old Ye Crow samplers by Heart and Hand Needlework. So Amber, thank you so much for sharing all those goodnesses. I love the different variety of finishes, and I hope that inspires other people to check out other finishing styles on ways to do up those smalls. And also don't forget to check out Stacie or Heidi's Nope. Stacie or Sandy's Smalls Exchange. Those are fun to be part of if you are interested in that. And if you're wanting a new Flosstuber, Heidi over, like I'll have that stuff in either here on the page as I went through or in the description box below. So I'll tag them on this video. Anyway, so thank you very much, Amber, for sharing all of that with us. I love it. It's very fun, different ways, and it's going to inspire me even because I need to start getting some of my smalls finished. That's kind of, I was hoping, I didn't put it in my notes, but planning to talk about that in plans. Let's just talk about it now before I start showing you my stitching for this week. I need to challenge myself to get finishing done. I have a plethora of things that are stacking up. I know there's some Flosstubers that have shown like they're under the bed boxes and whatnot. Look, I've got the dog and now the cat's coming over. But I do want to challenge myself to start getting some of those done. It would be great if I could come at you with a couple of them done. I have a couple set on my table, so we'll see if I can find time this week to do some finishing. That would be wonderful. But let's get into my stitching for the week because that's what you're here for. I actually have 3 finishes, a handful that I've stitched on this week, something new I want to share with you. So let's do, while I live in the wild house, let's do this. So my first finish that should not be a surprise because I only needed like 1 star and some Samaritan crosses is Liberty by Chalk. It's Hands-On Designs, Chalkful. It's the Liberty one, stitched on 28 count Monaco that I had tea, coffee, dyed myself. That is the first finish for this week. This next one is a Jeanette Douglas. She came out with these mini boutiques for the entire year of 2022. I am stitching 1 a month and gonna do this finish that an Instagrammer had, and I'm so excited about it. But this is August. Look at those tomatoes. Yes. The markings up here because I marked top. I do my border and I mark a T for top, and I marked it wrong at first. So anyway, that is my little tomato bouquet. My next one is not a surprise, and I'm not going to go through all of these, but first to show you, yes, number 31 is done, but all 31 are done. So if you've been with me, this is Tiny Modernist, the Halloween calendar, and I broke them up like this, and I am going to finish these on little tiny, like a countdown thing that I can take on and off. So that is part of my drive. So that is 31 little finishes. It's going to be 1 finish, but it's going to take a bit to do that one. So definitely a goal to get those kind of things done. All right, so let's jump into what I stitched on this week, excluding my finishes. So my first one I have to show to you, as always, is my Queen Mirabilia, my Summer Queen, stitched on Love Letters, 28 count Love Letter by Color and Cotton. That is what she will look like. And I'm so close to finishing the stitching, but I just didn't have it in me. This is what she looks like. And when I say I'm so close, I don't know if you can see the thread hanging. I have this tiny little bit right here. And then I have some flowers that jump off over here. And then I'm able to move on to the beading. But when I get to personal stuff and I tell you how crazy busy my weekend was, you're going to understand I was that close, but not successful in getting it finished. So my next one is caused me a little bit of, it's a happy accident. Let me put it that way. I am stitching on Leela Studios Serena, and it is on a 40 count mystery by Stitch Me. I am so stinking excited about where I am. My cat was sitting on the board. I couldn't use it. Last time I came at you, I had just started the tail. I finished the tail. It is so fun. And now is my happy accident. So there are 2 colors in here. The hutch or the treasure box I mixed up when I wind 2 of my Weeks Dye Works onto bobbins, because this kit is on bobbins that I put them on the wrong ones. So the moral of the story is this is supposed to be a dark gray chest instead of this. And this is supposed to be her color tone, her skin color. Well, I'm not unpicking that. This is 40 count. But the colors that were mixed up were this color and like a gray. And when I went to pull out to start doing the skin, I was like, I don't want my mermaid to have gray skin. This is weird. That's when I discovered my mistake and very frustrated. But I actually see how that's like got molting to it. I actually like how that looks, so definitely leaving it, convince myself I'm leaving it, but I'm actually glad for the happy accident because the way that is like a malted look for lack, I don't know, I'm probably saying the wrong word, but the way that that is, I don't think I would have liked that for the skin. So I have to pick out the skin color, and when I come at you next, the skin should be done. Should be, I don't know, I'm not putting pressure on myself. I had literally a very busy week last week, and I just need to give myself some breathing this week. But we'll see where I get to that next time when I bring it to you. That is a 1 thread a day-ish. And when I say ish is like, I would love to have it done in the month of August. So we'll see how that goes. The next thing I stitched on, and this is something that I'm trying to get done this month also, is Summer is Coming Mini Quaker by Stitching Through the Years. They're Stitching Through the Years. That's basically what it's going to look like. I am stitching it on a 32 count chocolate by Bestitch Me, and I should have no problem getting this done. But this is where I'm at on it. So since I saw you last, I put this big Quaker in here, and so this and this has been put in since I saw you last. So I love the color that it's working on, and I love how it's working up. So that probably won't be done when I come to you next, but we'll be closer to a finish. And the next thing that I pulled, the next two things that I have are were pulled on Arbitrary August. A couple days a week, I spin a wheel to get Arbitrary August. And let's pause for a minute and talk about that. Somebody asked me to please explain this. It is an app that I have. I have an iPhone, and I know that you can get this on Android. So it's like called Tiny Decisions app, Spin app. Basically, it puts an app up like a game show host. I'm going to pop a picture in here. So it puts this app, everything on this, and then I hit the button in the middle to spin it, and it'll choose for the day what I put on it. So I hope that makes sense. If not, I mean, there's so many people that use this, but so I'm not an OG to this. It's just something that for the month of August, I decided to check out and see what I could do. But so for my spins for last week, it was Forbidden Fiber Co's The Mandalorian. I haven't stitched on that in a good hot minute, so I pulled it out. This is stitched on a piece of Forbidden Fiber Co. 20. Co stands for company, and that like it sounds like Fiber Co. But anyway, Forbidden Fiber Co. And it is a 28 count tumbleweed is what the color of it is called. And this is, I'm so excited about this. Actually, I tried to convince myself I could be done, but I can't be done. The Mandalorian. Oh my gosh, I love stitching. This is where I fell in love with this fabric, is this thing. This is my first fabric from Forbidden Fiber Co. And I do so love her fabric. I'm very happy with that. So I still have a motif here and a motif here, and they got some intense stitching, but this is where I'm at on it. Very excited for it. I was a little girl that grew up on Star Wars, that my dad took me to my very first drive-in movie was to go see Star Wars. So I love that piece for those meanings. But my next piece, I am sometimes reluctant to show on here because this is an out of print and it's a highly sought after piece. I've had this for a long time. I mean, I bought this when it was $12. So I've had this for a long time, and it is in with my line of queens, which, since you know I stitch all my queens, it's probably not surprising this is the queen that I have. But I'm speaking to you of Queen of Freedom. And I have, I started her on my birthday a couple years ago, and I just pull her out every once in a while and get some stitches. I need to focus on her and get her done. But I'm stitching on her on Luna, Color and Cotton, 28 count Luna. And I got probably about 600 or 700 stitches in her. This is what she looks like. I love this piece. And I am almost like, if you know what a mirror chart is, it's a great big piece, and it's got one side and the back side. It's not a normal like 8.5 by 11. They're huge charts. So I'm almost done. I think I'm like 5 or 6 stitches away from the front being completely done, except for beading. So I'm heavily working down in this area. Yeah. I do enjoy stitching on her. I think that I don't pull her out because I feel guilty about showing her on here because she's not available and she's a highly sought after piece. So I think that's why I hold back, and I shouldn't. She's a beautiful piece, but that's just, I don't know. I hate that. I hate that it's not available for people that want it without it being a ridiculous price. So that is all the stitching I have for this week. And I do have some other fun stuff I want to talk to you about, so I hope you stick around. But I have no mail. I have no haul. I want to share with you something that I started. So one of the other floss tubers that I watch is Antique Needleworkers, Liz and Shelly. And one of the things they talked about in their last video was like trying new things, because Liz is all trying all the new things. Well, I've had something in my to try new thing for a while now, and I tinkered with it and then I'd put it away and not feel comfortable, and I was like, learning something new can be so frustrating. And I, like, unlike my quilting, I had other people to go to. Until this weekend, knew no one that did this, but prior to that, I'm so proud of myself that I got this out to tackle it, and I was like, I'm gonna just practice. I'm gonna cast on, and it's a form of knitting, but it's not knitting. So it's kept here in this little bag that Candace K is the one that recommended this person for this bag, and I love this little bicycle bag. So sorry for the zip, but what I'm referring to you about is loom knitting. So I have 3 of these like wooden looms, and so I cast on, and then I do the loom knitting thing, and then I would just like cut it off and do it again. So I'm practicing. When I was at my Stitching with the Girls this weekend, which that's kind of a lead into what I did this last weekend, I found out one of my good friends over there, Chris, does this, and I'm so excited about it. So this is in my future of, I told her, like, what I would like to do is make baby hats, or make a hat and matching warmers for my hands, you know. I mean, a wonderful goal would be to make socks, but that's kind of what I want to do this with. The reason, one of the drives I have for constantly wanting to learn new things is, I probably said this before, but at the end of my mom's life, who was a cross stitcher also, she couldn't do that. She couldn't see it. She couldn't do it anymore. And so I'm like, I just want to have in my mind some muscle memory of other crafts that I can do, in different situations. So that's why my drive is to learn how to do that, among other things. So I keep moving on, and I thank Shelly. I sent Shelly a message of thanking her for that. So yeah, I was kind of a fail at the Common Threaded Stitcher this weekend, because that's something that went on Instagram, if you saw it happening, because it was so busy for me this weekend. But I feel like I'm still good. I saved their prompts, and for these next few days, I'm going to be putting them up. So you may see that on my Instagram. You'll be like, she's losing her mind. They're the wrong dates, but I don't care. I just like that. I like to answer those and be part of that community. I wasn't able to do that this weekend, so I'm still going to do it, and it'll still show up on their things, and well, I'll get some love. So if you're interested in new floss tubers, or you're interested in new needle workers, that's probably not floss tubers, new needle workers, go. Hopefully you caught them over on Instagram on the Common Threaded Stitcher. But that was a fun thing that I did see going on this weekend. I just was not able to post on there. So there's that. All right. So that is it as far as like all that kind of business. But I want to talk to you about my personal plans. So if you stuck along this far, you're going to hear about my busy weekend that I've alluded to. It started out with quilting with my sister. We get together once a month at a local store, and we bring our machines in, and we just hang out and quilt together for a couple hours. Well, there was another group there too, so we met some other quilters, and that is always fun to see what projects they're working on. It's inspiring, it's enabling, but it's also fun to be around like-minded people. So we put ourselves out there, and we meet people. Then I went into stitching with my friends at my Stitch and Frame up in Fort Wayne, Indiana. So I'm counting in my head, 7 of us got together this time and cross-stitched and shared our joys, shared our little things that we were stitching on. It was fun. The owners always tell me, I just love it when you come. I love hearing the laughter and the chitter chatter, and it's a great joy for Barb and Butch to have us there. So I also met 2 customers that came in. There was more than 2 customers that came in while we were there, but 2 of them actually, one of them had a Nora Corbett, and I was commenting on how gorgeous it was, and she had another one dropping off to be framed. And when we got ready to leave, she was like, "Are you Janet Jabber?" And so it was really cute. She was a very sweet person. She says she watches, so hi. And then the next one was Butch came and got me and wanted me to come back and look at something that a customer brought in to be framed. And she took a class online in London, like the Royal School of, I don't remember exactly what she said, but it was a class, virtually class, that she took 6 hours a day for 3 days in a row. And this beautiful piece on satin fabric. Basically, she was doing embroidery and like beading together. It looked like it was a beautiful piece, but it looked like she learned skills to where she could do like on the bottom of a wedding dress, kind of. It was gorgeous, and she's having it framed. Well, as I was back there looking at her piece, I looked down to see it, and the bill, not the bill, the write-up for it was sitting right there, and I was like, "Are you Mr. Cannon's wife?" And she was like, "Yes." So it was my boss's wife that was in there having something framed. So it was so cute, such a not planned, you know what I mean? Like, it was spontaneous. It was like crazy. If Butch wouldn't ask me to come back there and look at that piece, I would have never met her. And what a fun hoot she was. It was awesome. So that is so cool. And then my weekend's not over yet. And then my husband had one of his concerts in the park. It was a good size turnout, probably 200 to 300. I'm not always the best at guessing that. We definitely stayed. So when the concerts are in the park, we run the concession stands, and we were serving like hamburgers and like little combo packs with that, and wine slushies and beer. That's all we're allowed to serve. But it definitely kept us hopping and busy for the whole night. I was whooped. When I laid down in bed that night, I was like, my legs hurt so bad, I can't move. My husband had to get up and go drink a protein shake to put something in his system because his legs hurt so bad. I told him, we're getting old for this. We're gonna have to find some young whippersnappers to do that. But it keeps us young and keeps us involved, and I love seeing people out. It wasn't my kind of music at all. But to see people gathered enjoying music together, I don't know. That's just the community. I love it. Many of you mentioned on here how involved in my community is, and that's cool. I love it. And as I count down to retirement, I in my brain can't stop what other community things I want to get done. So. And then we moved on to Sunday, and that was the gender reveal. And as you've probably been see it peeking here, my Nana shirt. I love being a Nana. This is not the shirt I wore this weekend. My daughter and I made one that said #NanaLife. I'll show it to you sometime. It was so fun. And we do screen printing. So this is a nylon one. Yeah, a vinyl one or whatever. But I do screen printing is what I like to do when I dabble with them. I don't do this as a production. I do these for personal. My husband says I do so well. I should, but I ain't got time for that. I work full time and I'm a Nana. Maybe when I retire, I don't know. I can't even say that. Anyway, rambling. So I am going to put the picture in here of, it's a boy. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to share that with you guys. We had a great little thing. My son-in-law shot off my husband's in $1 grand. And that it was so good. So we are going to have a boy and a girl. So excited about that. And yeah, so the baby's got to finish cooking. This baby's not ready until January, but a boy and a girl. And I have never been around a baby boy. Never. I mean, I have nephews, but like that's not like in the moment helping like I will with my grandson. So name is still being tossed around, so that is not, I don't have that for you now, but I know that they are thinking about a couple things and pretty certain on one, but we'll see as it goes around. So anyway, I hope you I don't know, are there for my joy. With that, I don't have anything else to do. My plans for this week are to spin that wheel and get a couple other Arbitrary August. I'm not really sure. I feel completely scattered right now with the busy weekend, so I may just have to pause and let myself be for a minute. But we'll see next week what trouble I got into and what business I got through. So with that, I'm going to get off of here so you can get on to your next Flosstuber and check out what's going on out there. So keep stitching, enjoy life, and I'm sending you so much love. Bye.